I'm going to be offering some reflections around effort and non-effort. Let's see. I actually shared these reflections a few days ago at a different Sangha. Maybe some of you, I don't know if anybody was there. So, but I was talking about patterns of striving. When I was 8 years old, I started playing the violin and got tracked really early on to play violin, and everything was about my progress and success in that area. So I went to performing arts focused high school. I went to conservatory, and there was an intensity to it where, if I was taking a break, I felt like I was wasting time. It was like every breathing moment was geared towards practicing. And if I was stopping to have a chat, there was just this sense of time is ticking, got to get back to it. And I wish that was an anomaly, but I as I have conversations with people, just in our current culture, work culture, there is like a deep sense of urgency often, of needing to stretch in multiple ways to kind of just make the grade, just, and often there's this kind of haunting sense that I'm not actually making the grade, even though I'm kind of working my butt off. So those patterns, of course, they're going to show up in our meditation practice. So I wanted to talk a little bit about working with that patterning. I was listening to, I was watching a video of this meditation spiritual teacher named Gangaji. Maybe some of you know her, who received teachings from a teacher named Punja in the non-dual tradition. And his instruction to her was, stop everything. And I really recommend the video. If you just Google Gangaji and stop everything, it'll pop right up. And how she tells it and what he meant was, stop trying to become someone other than what you are in this moment. Stop trying, put down the agenda, put down the fantasy of being other than what you are. And as you might know, I think I think probably several very experienced meditators in here. That's so much easier said than done, right? And you walk into a meditation hall and it seems like people aren't doing anything. When you look at the activity of the mind, there's just a lot going on, and we can really be efforting to stop the thinking, which is a misunderstanding about the meditation practice. Common misunderstanding. I'm going to stop thinking, effort, and stop thinking, stop the thoughts. I'm going to stop worrying, stop belly aching about that annoying situation at work. And we can't, and the mind is going. And so wanted to explore, what does that mean to stop everything? And I wanted to do it through a form of practice that I learned via a teacher named Andrea Fella. And she learned this style of practice from a Burmese monastic named Sayadaw U Tejaniya, whose style of practice is a real, it's like a real natural kind of effortless abiding in awareness practice. And so I wanted to kind of introduce that to you all tonight. My partner just went to this retreat taught by a Vajrayana teacher named Mingyur Rinpoche, and he gave these really great meditation instructions, which were, don't try to meditate. Don't try to meditate. Don't be distracted. So don't try to meditate, but don't be distracted. And every once in a while, check to see if you're a zombie. But if you're a zombie, if you feel like a zombie, then you're not a zombie. So if you can tell that you're a zombie, you're not actually a zombie because the awareness is operating. So it's that just real light, like checking in to see if awareness is present and operating. And in that, it's just really just this light. The image that comes up in my mind is like a balloon that you're just tapping every once in a while so that it stops from, falling all the way to the ground. You just tap it every once in a while. In the same way, we're just going to tap and check if awareness is there. Just tap and it rises up, and then it might fall. You might find yourself coming out of a daze, being blended in with thoughts, and then just tap again, the awareness, refresh the awareness. And this, when we practice in the style of using a meditation anchor, of returning to the breath or the body sensations, this can feel like I'm not doing anything. I'm not meditating. And that's exactly how then you're exactly in the right train of this style of meditation. It's that light, it's that gentle, it's that effortless feeling. So, so the meditation instructions for this style are pretty simple. The first one is to relax and really relax, really allow for relaxation. And for many of us, that might be the instruction that we work with tonight. How am I going to relax? I remember for years, I had no idea what that meant to relax. It was really like totally rocket science to me. I had no idea what it means to relax. And that points to our conditioning. And then if you find yourself really not knowing how to relax, this is a great time to explore that. What is it to soften? What is it to be with tension? With when I am trying to relax, it actually increases the tension. So what is that like? How am I going to be with that koan, trying to relax, when efforting actually makes me more tense? So I'm just practicing with that. Second instruction is to check for awareness. And sometimes it's just dropping in the question, am I aware? Or aware? Just asking, is there awareness here? Is there awareness here? And then following that question up, if you're asking the question, am I aware? You're aware. Because when we're not aware, there's nobody around to ask the question. If you're asking the question, aware, there's awareness operating, and then you ask yourself, what is awareness knowing? What am I aware of? And that place, we don't want to get in the weeds by trying to figure out what awareness is knowing. Sometimes oftentimes the answer is just chaos, or in some intense thought process, or planning, or stressing out, or I don't know if I said chaos, confusion, delusion, making things up, fantasy. It can be just a mess in there. Sometimes just noticing that the mind is a mess. That's what awareness is knowing. The object, what awareness is knowing, it doesn't matter. It can be a total mess. Mindfulness, awareness, it's not about the object. It's really about the awareness, knowing the object. Oh, I'll try to come back to that later. So relax, check for awareness, see what awareness is knowing. And then fourth, and I'll guide us through this. Fourth is we check our relationship to the experience. So awareness is knowing pain in the body. Awareness is knowing fatigue, boredom, hatred, whatever it might be. And then check, what's the relationship? What's the mind's relationship to pain? What's the mind's relationship to boredom? What's the mind's relationship to efforting? And that can have the effect of broadening the awareness to include the mind that is meditating. So if you've ever caught yourself trying to meditate away a feeling or a thought, like, I'm really hating my sibling right now, say, really hating my sibling, and it's not okay to hate my sibling. I'm going to meditate, create warm feelings, and try to, but I'm meditating with a mind that's actually feeling aversive towards the experience of hating. So there's hating and then feeling aversion towards the hating. And so what we're cultivating there when we're meditating in that, we're cultivating more aversion. But we want to actually take this moment when we're checking out the relationship to experience to be kind of brutally honest with, like, why am I meditating with this? What's the actual relationship? I hope that makes sense. That was a real kind of quick introduction into this style, but I'll guide us through. Again, if you have a practice that you just know is supportive, that you're enjoying or is helpful, you just use the sounds of my voice as passing phenomena. And if you're curious, we'll check out this style of practice. So as we can kind of feel as I'm talking that we're heading towards formal practice here, and just notice already what the mind is doing, kind of gearing up to practice. And you'll just already notice that awareness is here. Awareness can be operating regardless of whether we're sitting in formal practice or not. And like, what's that awareness like? It's just pretty natural. And then you might notice as we start taking the posture, whether it's this still meditation, so whether it's sitting, lying down, or standing, you might notice that there's some sense that the body needs to be a certain way in order to be aware. And just notice that belief. And in fact, the meditation is not in the posture, it's in the mind. So it can actually be, and our bodies can take whatever shape and form or movement and be deep in meditation. So if this style can be practiced with eyes open or closed, just taking a moment to settle. If you feel supported by breath, taking some slightly deeper belly breaths to support the nervous system and just notching down a little bit. Breathing is not supportive for relaxation. Maybe noticing the body contacting or being supported by the ground, your seat, in a really simple, non-forcing way and a non-demanding way. It's really we're inviting without expectation. And I'm going to just lead us through a brief body scan. And again, if body scans are not supportive, no need to follow these prompts. Just continue relaxing the mind, relaxing the body. If you would like to join in a body scan, just noticing, I'm going to be kind of using imagination to imagine a calming, soothing, or pleasant sensation moving from the top of the crown of the head to the bottoms of the feet. So starting at the crown of the head, imagining a calming, comforting, soothing, grounding sensation of melting down over the scalp, forehead, eyes, ears, mouth, throat, and neck. And calming sensation moves across the shoulders, and down the tops of both arms, and the elbows, forearms, hands, and fingers. Just taking in any shifts that have happened. No need to get into an argument with any areas of holding. They're holding for a reason, and we want to respect the holding. And just giving over to this sense of calming, relaxing, soothing sensation floating down to the top of the torso, upper back, and the midsection. Pelvis, hips, releasing, relaxing. Upper legs, knees, lower legs, and feet. And checking in to see if there are any areas of holding in the viscera and inside the body, inviting a release of those tensions. Sometimes it's helpful to just make a request of the system and just observe how it responds. And again, just making a request without demand. May the body relax. You might notice that the body knows what to do. And then almost as though the brain is a muscle, just dropping in the request, may the mind relax. May the mind relax. Again, if this is feeling supportive, to use the time to relax. It's a beautiful way of spending a period of cultivation. I would invite, as the to, like Mingyur Rinpoche said, check to see if you're a zombie, though. Every once in a while, just check to see if you're a zombie. Not as a way to like kind of suck it in and start efforting, but again, it just keeps the awareness in the field. Keeps one in the field of awareness. And then dropping in the question, am I aware? Or aware? What am I aware of? Aware of what? What is awareness knowing in this moment? Just knowing, noticing what's on top. You don't need to penetrate or slice through or analyze, dive in. Just notice what's obvious on top. Am I aware? The answer will always be yes. What am I aware of? Object confusion. Judgment. Hearing. Body sensations. Whatever it is. Checking for awareness, not so much that it's like wearing, kind of like an image that I've heard is tapping to get a scooter going, like one of those razor scooters, you're just tapping, get it going. Just tap, checking, tap, checking. The amount of effort that's you use to practice in this way is the amount of effort that it takes to have a thought, to remember. Not even a real heavy and advanced mathematic thought. It's like a light remembering. Oh, am I aware? Am I aware now? You might take a moment to check, how is the mind relating to what's being known? Oh, asking, am I aware? Yes. Of what? Struggling with this emotion. How is the mind relating to the struggle? Hating it. And then including the mind's aversion to the object in the field of awareness. Or maybe it's a pleasant meditation experience that's being known. and the mind really likes it, wanting more, including that. And in this way, we're safeguarding the mind from what they call the roots of greed, hatred, and delusion. Delusion will just show up as just confusion, maybe, or doubt. Am I doing this right? Just knowing, including that, how the mind is relating to the practice itself. Aware of what? No matter what the answer to of what, whatever that might be, it's always going to be, maybe the question could always be answered with human life, aware of life living. And this is what it's like to be human. As we start to wind towards the ending of formal practice, I just invite, if you're curious, to check out who is being aware. Who is aware? Or who is hearing? Your eyes are open. Who is it that's seeing? And the quick answer might be, well, it's me. I'm aware. I'm hearing. I'm feeling. And invite investigating. What's that experience of this sense of a sense of who I am? Who is this me? What does being me feel like in this moment? Who is doing the hearing? Who is trying to meditate? There will be ringing a bell to mark the end of the formal practice. So this is an invitation to have the practice come with you, have awareness come with you, particularly in these areas of transition from one activity to another, shape to another. Some curiosity about what that's like. Oh no, I just checked the practice box and on to the next thing, but really, how is this in this period of transitioning the activity is very, very supportive for integrating the formal practice with daily life. And moments like this is what allows the practice to infiltrate the rest of your life, to infuse the rest of your life. Maybe if your eyes are closed, opening them up, notice the experience of seeing. Notice that seeing is happening. So often we're just sucked into what's being seen, the object, and the stickiness of the relationship to the object. I want that thing. I don't want that thing. or just tuning out to it, but what a gift to actually notice that seeing as an experience is happening. There's already a degree of independence then from that. And then introducing a little bit of movement, turning your small joints, the wrists or ankles. Just noticing that awareness can be like a field or a space, and movement can arise within that space. And there's no need to be kind of unnatural or be a meditator about it. You can just be your natural floppy self. Bring the awareness with you in those moments that I usually we kind of let slide. Oh, thank you so much for your practice, and thank you for checking this out. I know it's quite different than a lot of the different styles that are offered, so I appreciate your engagement with this.